Hey, welcome to my 2020 Tundra Crew Cab. This is a 1794 edition, and I believe 2020 was the first year where they actually incorporated ability for CarPlay and Android Auto. So one of the things I wanted to go over was like this little car mount, this dash mount that I'm using for my phone. This is actually a MagSafe ring, mostly an Apple product. I believe most Apple phones have like something embedded in the back of the phone so that this will hold it securely. But they make cases that you can put on your Android phone. I have an Android phone, and this case has a ring embedded in the case. So it makes it extremely simple to just go like this and it grabs it nice and secure. This thing has never fallen off. What I like about this mount is this is a perfect spot on the dash of the, I think, most second gen 14 to 21 models. This plastic surface right here holds the mount and the tape very securely, and so it's out of the way. It's not in the way of the vent, it's not in the way of my buttons. This goes on there. It's really easy to plug in, and that just goes perfect. The cord's not in the way of anything. You can direct the vent to blow towards the driver. Part of it's going to hit the phone, the rest of it's going to hit the driver. It's an excellent placement. So that's the dash mount in a nutshell. It works seamlessly with your Tundra. This one is amazing. So also this is about mounting dashboard accessories on your Tundra. I in particular am going to be pulling a trailer out to Sturgis. I want to be able to see what's going on behind me when I'm on the highway. I also want to see inside the trailer. So I bought this really cool video camera and video camera screen for doing exactly that. But I need to mount this on my dash somewhere. And so, we have this tray comes out, and it's basically just held in place by these three little tabs that sit down into these three slots. You can remove this very easily. I'm going to attach this device right here. Now, Victory 4x4 makes a really cool product. It's basically sheet metal or plate steel that's going to go mount directly to this piece right here, and it will match the contour of the dash all the way across. Cool product, but it's a kind of a permanent installation, and to be honest with you, I'm not going to have this up there all the time. I'd rather it look more stock when I'm not pulling a trailer. However, Victory 4x4 has a video out there on how to access that spot and how to actually install it. And I'm going to post a link to that. If you want to do what I'm going to do, reference that link. It's going to give you the best directions you could possibly imagine for removing all of the trim down here on the console, removing all these panels with your HVAC, your radio, and your accessory down below. So you'll remove all this. It takes maybe 15 minutes to take apart, and it takes maybe 5 minutes to put back together. Check out the video for that, and you'll get all this removed, and it'll be ready to get access to the underside of your dashboard. And we're going to be installing this right on top of there. The beauty of doing it the way I'm going to do it is that you can now create multiple different like mounting brackets for mounting anything you would like to mount on this. And if you want to remove it, it's easy to remove it. You don't have to take apart the dashboard. It goes in and on and off real easy. Once you're done, or if you don't want anything on the dash, this goes right back in there. Doesn't interfere with the factory stock condition of your dashboard, and that's why we're going to do it this way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same method. I'm going to remove these components here to get access to the underside of that. I am going to install a piece of wood. I believe these are 1024 nuts. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, once I get this all removed and access, I'm going to epoxy this to the underside. There's going to be 3 holes. They're going to be, one's going to be dead center, one left and one right. At that point, then I can take this apart, put some epoxy on this. I'll use a simple screw knob like this, picked it up at Lowe's. And I'll use this to screw that down into those bosses. Now, when I'm done with the trailer, you know, I'm not gonna want this thing. I can just unscrew that little nut, remove everything, put my tray back, and it's back to perfectly stock. So that's the plan. All right, so we've moved all the little components here up the center of the dash, including the radio, disconnected them all. Take pictures of the back of these devices so you know exactly which, you know, wire cable goes into which hole. I mean, they probably aren't interchangeable, but just for the heck of it, take a picture. When you're taking the 4 bolts out to hold in the radio, there's 2 that are further back. And once you get them loose, before you pull the radio out, get in there with a magnet on a stick or something to make sure you get those bolts out. I decided I'll just pull it out and get them out later. Well, when I did that, it popped out. The bolt flew out, bounced off my shoulder, bounced down into this open area, and I have been down here with magnets and lights, and that bolt is freaking gone. Regardless, just take the time, get a magnet back there, get those bolts out before you pull the radio out. Okay, now we're on top. I got the little piece of wood with the little nuts that I have hammered in, have taped it down into a position where I'm pretty sure it will work for the bottom. And now I'm going to pre-drill pilot holes through these 3 holes to locate them. I'll remove that. I'll widen the holes a little bit so that they're actually wider than the nuts here. And then I'm going to epoxy it to the bottom. But I had to notch it out because there's a little bump on the underside of the dashboard where those little tabs stick in. So I don't know if you can see that. I had to notch this piece of wood, but now it fits up there tight and flat against the undersides. Okay, you can see the 3 holes that I pilot screwed through, drilled through there. And on the underside, hopefully you can see those 3 holes. And what I'm going to do is take this, put some epoxy on it, and it's going to go right there. I'm going to epoxy that up, and then I'll just put a screw through the top, one of those knobs, and just hold it tight until it dries. All right, so this is the bracket. It's a wooden bracket that's got these embedded nuts. This is going to be epoxied up underneath that dashboard. First of all, you're probably wondering what all this is. So I just took a Forstner bit and kind of made some relief cuts, and basically that is just for the epoxy to be able to get better purchase on this piece of wood. It just gives it more surface area and a lot more to bond to. Okay, enough of that. I should have mounted it like this so that when you screw in the knobs, you know, the nuts actually pull this up into it, right, as opposed to screwing it this way where the knob will kind of almost be lifting the nut out. If you're doing this, you might want to consider, you know, pre-drilling with the mounting block like this, and that'll just give you a little extra holding power. So as far as like getting that nut embedded into whatever support piece you're going to mount underneath the dash, you know, basically just get a measurement, you know, whatever nut and bolt you're using, get the, I guess, the diameter of your nut, then get a drill bit and just drill a hole that's not all the way through, but enough for the thickness of your nut to go all the way to the bottom and be flush across the top. So anyway, so this is going to be actually a little bit smaller than the corners. So you're going to like just set this on top like this, and very carefully you're just not going to be able to twist that inside. It's very strong, but that's how you go about doing that part of it. All right, so let me use a step bit. I'm going to take it down to about 3/8 inches on the top. One more. All right, it's not 3 inches all the way through, so I will ream that out with a 3/8" bit. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So you can see the 3 knobs that go through those 3 holes, and they are actually threaded into. So I'm just test fitting it. It's perfect. So now it's going to take it out, mix up some epoxy, smear it all over the top side of that piece of wood. Sorry, I keep changing cameras here. Is the bracket that I'm going to epoxy, and I have some of this JB Weld 5-minute quick setting epoxy, professional grade. Thinking about using that, but then I realized if I have this is JB Weld. It's steel reinforced epoxy. That sounds better. 4 to 6 hours though. I mean, that means I can't put my truck back together for 4 to 6 hours. But on the other hand, I do like the idea of this thing not coming loose and dropping down on top of my radio. So this is what I'm going to use. The only thing you need to be careful about is not getting any epoxy on the nuts, because that will screw up the entire thing if you foul up the threads on the nuts. So carefully place your epoxy around those nuts, and not too much so that it's going to bleed into it. Whenever I'm mixing up epoxy, I like to put down some duct tape on top of my, because I don't want to, mess up my beautiful workbench. But honestly, I do it because it's easy. Just pick up one corner, you lift it up and throw it away. So that's what I'm going to do. I used that 4 to 6 hour stuff because I wanted a longer or stronger grip. I'm recommending that you use that as well, not simply because of the grip, but you're going to need maybe more than 5 minutes to do this, because I was careful not to get any of the epoxy on the nuts. But when I put them in and then I screwed them in, there was a little movement. Check the nut, check the threads. I had epoxy on 2 of the 3. I then went upstairs, grabbed a bunch of Q-tips, brought the Q-tips up, swabbed everything out. You're going to want to make sure that you get those threads on the knobs crystal clean, because what you don't want is coming back here in 4 to 6 hours and your knobs are epoxied into your dash. Let's take a look underneath. Yeah, you can see some of the epoxy oozing out around the perimeter, but that's okay. It's not dripping down here anywhere. So at this point, it's a matter of letting it sit for 4 to 6 hours, maybe less because it's so hot out. Okay, so the project is complete. Everything's back together. We have the unit installed. Full disclosure, there was a couple modifications because this base was just a little bit wider than the opening here at the corners. I did create a little shim there that raised it up so it's not like being tightened down into this raised area. Also, because of that, I had to get some longer screws, and I remember those thumb screws I have, substitute them for an 1-inch long cap screw. And it gives us a little more space between the top, the bottom of the device and the screw as well. So that kind of helped in that regard. But yeah, so there we have a seamless dashboard accessory mounting system that once you remove it, you can throw the tray back in there and you're right back to stock. So listen, guys, hope this helps. And if you guys have a truck like this, get out in the shop, make something great.